This online course will showcase the types of questions you could expect in your topographical assessment and give you the knowledge and skills to help you successfully answer those questions. The online training should be done in conjunction with the in-person training at the Uber Hub. The topographical test covers all aspects of map reading skills. The questions are grouped into 4 categories. Index questions. To answer these questions, you'll need to use the 3 different indexes in the A to Z Master Atlas of Greater London. For example, what is the page number and grid reference of Kingston Hospital? Map reading questions. This section will test your ability to use the different types of maps in the A to Z book. For example, what is the postcode for Hackney? Compass direction questions. Here, you'll be asked scenario-based questions using directional instructions. For example, if you start at junction 1 and travel 2 streets east, then 1 street south, what junction are you at? And finally, route questions. These will test your ability to plan a route between 2 locations using an interactive online map. For example, plan a route from Chelsea Embankment to Battersea Road. You must complete the first topographical skills course before attending the in-person training session at Uber. You can book that session at the end of this course. The second course should be completed after the in-person training, though you have the option of completing it at any time. You can do the online training as many times as you like. It's especially useful to redo both courses just before your test day. To become a licensed private hire driver in London, you must pass the TfL Topographical Skills Assessment. This test is held in TfL approved centres and is conducted under exam conditions by TfL assessors. Before you can sit this test, you must have submitted your private hire application to TfL. Once your application has been reviewed, TfL will invite you by email to take the test. In the topographical assessment, you'll have to demonstrate your map reading skills using the A to Z Master Atlas of Greater London. You'll be answering the questions on a computer. The test is 2 hours long and you need to get 60% to pass. It's very important to prepare for the test, as failing can lead to delays in getting your private hire driver licence. If you fail the test twice, you'll need to reapply for another private hire licence, which will cost you time and money. The more prepared you are for the exam, the higher your chance of passing the topographical test first time round. That means getting on the road quicker and enjoying the benefits of your private hire licence. This online course is not exactly the same as the TfL test with regards to the style, format and order of questions, but we hope this course can increase your confidence, your skills and your chances of passing the topographical assessment. We recommend that you watch all the videos and answer all the questions in this course as part of your test preparation.
The key to passing the test is being able to use the Master Atlas of Greater London efficiently and confidently. Using the index, looking up page numbers, looking up grid references and locating points of interest. The index can be found in the blue pages at the back of the book and is arranged alphabetically. The index is an essential resource to passing the topographical assessment. In this module, you will need to find grid references and page numbers of locations in the Master Atlas of Greater London. Many streets have the same name, so be sure to identify the correct one. Map references for entries that appear on large-scale pages are shown first, with the small-scale map references shown in brackets. Selected places of interest are in red, such as golf courses, stadiums, fitness clubs. Names with the are indexed under the main name, such as Shard, comma, then the. Be sure to correctly identify the street name or place of interest, postcode, page and grid references. Streets are followed by their postcode and then by their grid reference and page number, so the page number will be in bold. You will be asked to find hospitals in your assessment. There is a dedicated section for hospitals. This is after the main index, which includes all the street addresses. This page begins from page 426 and it goes on till 430. You'll be asked to find train stations in your assessment. There is a specific train station section which is after the hospital and healthcare section. This is from pages 431 to 433.
In this section of the test, you will be asked to name all the points of a compass, state the compass direction of a particular area, choose the most appropriate final motorway to reach a destination, list the neighbouring counties of Greater London. You'll need to use the index and inside cover of your A to Z to answer these questions. When planning routes across London, it's very important to know the points on a compass. Make sure that you can list all of them, including northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Next, you'll be asked to state which compass direction to travel to get from central London to a particular area. For example, from central London, which direction would you need to travel to get to Epping? To answer this question, first locate the area in the index of your A to Z and take note of the page number. Then look for the square containing the page number in the inside cover, the key to the map pages. It should now be easy to identify the compass direction from central London. Did you get the answer right? Here are a few more examples. Practice finding the direction using your A to Z. You can pause the video and then check your answer. Hemel Hempstead is on page 3 of the index. It's northwest from central London. Woking is on page 168. The direction is southwest. To reach Orpington, you would travel southeast from central London. In the map reading section, you also need to state the final motorway to reach a specific area. For example, what is the final motorway to Chorleywood? To answer this question, first locate the area in the A to Z inside cover. You can use the index if you can't find it. Chorleywood is on page 24. You can see that the final motorway to Chorleywood is the M25. Now let's practice a few more examples using the A to Z. Pause the video, then check your answers when you're ready. What's the final motorway to Brentwood and to Reigate? For both of these, the final motorway is the M25. Finally, you'll need to list the 6 neighbouring counties of Greater London. You don't have to memorise them, you can find them in the inside cover of the A to Z. They're printed in red with one extra shown in blue. The counties are Essex, Hertfordshire, Buckinghamshire, Surrey, Kent, and Berkshire. In the map reading section of the test, you'll get some questions that test your ability to use the Greater London A to Z. To answer these questions, you need to know which section of the A to Z to use. In one question, you'll need to identify the area that matches a specific postcode. For example, what is the area for postcode TW10? To do so, first turn to the contents page of your A to Z. Here you can find the page number for the postcode map. It's on page 242 and 243. Next, turn to the postcode map and locate the area within the given postcode. You'll see that postcode TW10 is for Richmond. Let's practice a few more examples. Can you find the areas matching these postcodes? E8, TW12, SW1. For this question, you'll have to identify the page numbers of the A to Z that you would follow if you were travelling from one junction to another. Example question. What pages would you use to travel from junction 6 of the M25 to junction 4 of the M25? To answer this question, you must use the inside front cover of the A to Z. First, locate the correct motorway shown in blue on the map. Next, find the junction number that you're travelling from. Look for the blue circles. If the junction number covers more than one page, choose the square that most of the junction falls into. Now follow the motorway to the destination junction. Take note of the page numbers the motorway goes through, from the starting junction to the end junction. Pay special attention to the corners of the squares. Use your A to Z and try to work out the route. You can pause the video and then play it when you're ready to check your answer. Starting at junction 6, you would use pages 210, 198, 199, 200, 201, 202, 182 and 162 to reach junction 4. For this question, you'll have to identify the nearest station to a location on the map. You'll use your A to Z to find the answer. For example, what is the closest station to the London Transport Museum? You can pause the video and try to find the answer in your A to Z. Then keep watching to see if you are right. To find the stations, you need to know how they are shown on the map. You can see the station symbols on the reference page of your A to Z. They can include Crossrail, National Rail Network, Docklands Light Railway, Overground and Underground stations. The symbols are slightly different in the large-scale map section and are printed in colour. Start by looking up the location in the correct index of your A to Z. Remember, if you see two separate page references in the index, use the larger page number, not the one in brackets. It will be easy to find the closest station on the large-scale maps. Next, find the location on the map. The nearest station will always be on the same page. Now, look in a circle around the location until you find a station symbol. The name will be displayed next to the symbol. You'll see that the nearest station to the London Transport Museum is Covent Garden Underground. In this section of the test, you'll be asked scenario-based questions using a printed map. You won't use your A to Z for this. The questions involve different skills. For example, following compass directions from a starting point on the map, finding a logical route from one junction to another, choosing a route to reach a point of interest. Here's an example question. See if you can follow the directions and find the answer for yourself. You start at junction 1 and travel 2 streets east. Then you travel 1 street south. What junction number are you at now? If you follow the directions correctly, you should find yourself at junction 7. Now try another example. Starting at junction 4, you travel 1 street west, 1 street south, then 2 streets west. What junction are you at? Let's look at another scenario. This time, you'll need to identify the correct roads to get you from one junction to another. Answer the question using the picture provided, not your A to Z book. For example, taking the most direct route, what roads would you use to get from junction 1 to junction 8? Pay attention to any one-way and restricted access roads on the map. One-way roads are in red with an arrow showing the direction of travel. If you use them, make sure you travel in the direction of the arrow, not against it. Restricted roads are shown in purple. You won't be able to use these. To get from junction 1 to junction 8, you would take New Road, Gates Road, Kingsbury Road, Burt Road, Ration Road and Green Street. Note, you can't use High Road because it's a one-way road running east to west. You can't take Watford Street either, as it's got restricted access. You might also be asked to find a logical route from the starting point to a point of interest. Again, remember to use the map provided and look out for one-way and restricted roads. You don't have to memorize the locations of any points of interest, and you won't use the A to Z for this question. For example, taking the most direct route, what roads would you use to get to Buckingham Palace? From the starting point, you would take Eastern Road, Pencil Street, Western Road, Rose Street, Scots Road and Bull Road. Did you get that right? In this video, we'll see how to plot a route on a computer as part of the new TfL online test. On the screen, you will see the following sections. The question. Be sure to read this carefully. The interactive map. The start point, a green marker. The end point, a red marker. And the route drawing controls. To navigate the interactive map, hold down the left mouse button, drag and release. To zoom the interactive map, use the scroll wheel on the mouse. Alternatively, use the plus and minus buttons to zoom in and out. The Home button resets the map to center on the start and end points. The Brightness button changes the strength of the map. This can be changed to your viewing preference. Click the Start Drawing button to begin plotting your route. Each single click on the map will plot your route. Your route should not cut corners, not cut roundabouts, start and finish at the green and red markers. Make sure you click around the roundabout in the correct direction. Click Stop Drawing to finish plotting your route. To correct any errors, click the Undo button to go back a step. Continue drawing once you've gone back far enough. You can zoom in and pan the map whilst drawing to see in greater detail. If you're unhappy with your route, you can click Clear and start again. This only affects your current route. The route planning questions are worth 75 marks out of 100, so you must pass this section of the test. Make sure that you come into the Uber Ignition Hub to attend the in-person training session, where you'll learn more route planning tips and tricks and do a full-length mock test. You can book your session once you finish this online course.